Well, guys, I'm back. We're taking a little bit of a rest right now, taking a break, starting to warm up a little bit. Oh, God, but I'll tell you what, guys, it's so beautiful back here. Damn, it's beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna duck real quick. I want you guys to see the forest behind me. Cameraman, help me, I've fallen, I can't get up. I'm just kidding. Sun's getting to me, guys. No. Hey, look it. In the first part of this video, I hope you like that evidence I showed you. Because I'll tell you what, I was on about the green cones probably about 4 or 5 years ago. But this was the first time I ever got one in my hand that they actually consumed it. Most of them you don't find like that. But that was proof right there that, like I told you, that is where they take it from. And I already told you what the sap and the resin can do for you. So there's your solid proof. What I'm doing now, guys, from the last video I put up, on the second part of the brand new videos I just put up. Remember, I was having a conversation with you guys about early humans? Kind of like early human versus modern human. And so, quite a surprise to me. I've noticed by the comments that you guys, some of you are catching on. You're really starting to grasp what I'm trying to explain to you. And that's good. Look it. The only thing I want out of this, through this conversation, is to educate you guys of what we are really made of as human beings and a whole species, okay? And because of these particular type of species of early hominins, they're very important. We're linked together, and I've already explained that part. Now, during this conversation, I've explained to you about social change and social breakdown. Can I ask you guys something? How's your new world working for you now? I know you guys probably didn't catch on to this or it didn't dawn on you, but when I did that video, social change, social breakdown, 2020, if you look at the date on that, I put that out 4 or 5 weeks before all the chaos broke out. That's why I told you to go revisit, listen to it again. Then you got to ask yourself a question, how in the hell would I have known that? I know a lot, guys. I just don't say too much. So, then we went from that, and then I took you to what? I asked you to ask within yourselves why 2 particular species of early hominins, especially one that lived for 2.2 million years, right? Okay, then from there, then I took into the conversation about enablement. I'm glad I got a good response on that. I think I might be getting you guys somewhere where maybe you're starting to understand where I'm coming from. So now I'm gonna take you somewhere else, okay? I want you guys to listen to what I'm about to tell you very carefully. Just be ears and eyes right now, okay? And that damn logging trucks, cameraman. I don't like it when they come out here and start cutting up on the forest. Anyway, so what I'm about to tell you, I want you to listen very carefully, okay? Because you really have to, okay? So here we go. We're going to carry on this conversation. I really don't want to, but since I'm getting a pretty good response right now, I think I might be getting through to some of you. God, I hope so. So here we go. Pay attention, guys. Oh, by the way, before I get started, I got two segments of this this conversation we're going to have. Okay, when I get done with the two segments, these are another clue for you to figure out. So when I get done, your clue is going to be in this. I hope that God, you guys can figure this out. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to get started. Let's break it down. I'm going to take you back about 350,000 years ago. So now we're back 350,000 years ago. We got two Pacific, two different species of early hominin. Okay, I'm going to classify them as group 1. The other one is group 2. Are you following me? Okay. Now, before they even created any kind of a group situation, what were they beforehand? They were individuals. And so if you're an individual, what does that mean? That means you have no choice but to be a self-thinker. And if you're surviving 350,000 years ago, to have some type of intelligence is a plus, and to know how to survive is an A plus, okay? This is what it takes to survive in that type of environment. So, we have group 1, we have group 2. Now, what happens is when you're out there and you're an individual, you're a self-thinker. You can make your own choices, your own decisions. Your choices and your decisions better be a good one. They learn through experience. If you don't learn through the experience, it's because you met your demise. So it was a very, very, very different type of world then. Now, and what happened was early man decided, he came to the point where I think it'd be better if we got into a group, if I was in a group situation with other individuals. The survival rate would be a lot greater. The food resources would be a lot greater. It would just be a good proposition. And also it would help protect themselves away from predators. So they did this and they grouped up. Now we have group 1, now they have a group. We have group 2, the second species. Now the second group had a problem. The problem was this. The second group, they put themselves together not as individuals, but these were like what you call a lost individual. They were not up to the task of the survival skills. They were not up to the task of being a self-thinker. Were not up to the task of making the right choice. So, there's your two groups, two different species. Now, group 1, they now need some type of a leader, so they choose a leader. Now, the fact that they're self-thinkers, and they are achievers, and they know how to survive, they chose a good leader. They know the good leader is going to take them down the path of prosperity. And their survival is going to be a lot better off. Okay? Group 2 has a different scenario. Because of the fact they're not self-thinkers and they're mindless, and they chose the wrong kind of leader, and their leader keeps their group in check by intimidation. Okay? And what that created within that group is what we call today chaos. Now, with all this chaos created, and the fact that they chose the wrong type of leader, that leader of group 2 took them down the path of total destruction. Sad to say, that species of hominin went extinct. group won because of the fact they chose a good leader, they chose the right path, and they met their prosperity, and they met their right to continue to survive. They did not go into extinction. Now, you recognize the two different groups. Okay. Now I'm going to whip this story on you. And you got to listen very carefully to everything I'm telling you guys. Now, there's the second part to the story. I want you to imagine this in your mind. I want you to get out of that circle you're in. Get the hell out of that circle, because that's how I think. You think better outside the circle, because then you can see what's inside the circle. When you're inside the circle, you can't see shit. Get out of that circle. You out now? Let's get in focus. Here we go. This is how this story goes down. One day, there was this huge flock of sheep. And this huge flock of sheep were stuck in a stalemate. And what was their stalemate? They had no leader. They did not know what direction to travel. They knew at this point in time they needed food, they needed water, they had to survive, or they would all meet their demise. So what did this huge flock of sheep do? Because they're not self-thinking, they're not an individual, they cannot make a good choice or any choice at all. So they stay their stalemate. Days go by, days go by, days go by. At this point, they're starving. They're dehydrated. They're on the verge of their demise. And then all of a sudden, this man appears, and he approaches the flock of sheep. He's a sheep herder. He approaches the flock of sheep, and he looks at the flock of sheep, and he says, "What seems to be the problem?" And the sheep reply, "We cannot think for ourselves, and we're mindless, and we don't have a leader. We don't know what direction to go to. If we don't have food, water, we can't survive. We all die." The sheep herder replies to the huge flock of sheep, "If you follow me down this path, I will take you to a whole new world and a utopia." Flock of sheep believed him. They followed him down that path. Days went by, and they traveled down that path following the sheep herder. Well, now the path comes to an end. The sheep herder turns around and looks at the huge flock of sheep. Now he's standing at a huge bluff. And he faces the huge flock of sheep. And what does he tell them? He says, "Behind me is your new world and your utopia. If you make that giant leap to the other side, you'll get what you're after. The choice is yours." What did the sheep do? They made the big leap. Every damn one of them made the big leap. They'll leap to their demise. Every last one of them died. What's the moral of this story? There is a hell of a big difference between reality and fantasy. A new world and utopia does not exist except right here. And that is the only place that exists. Okay, there you go, guys. Look at, between what I just told you, I left you some clues. This has to do with you. You, the whole human race, the whole species of human beings has to do with you. You notice I didn't say has to do with any race. I said has to do with one species. You, me, the cameraman, your kids, your grandparents, your dad, your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend, your neighbor. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Please, I hope you guys get this. I really do, for your own good. Please get it. Understand where I'm coming from. You really need to understand. So, anyway, look it. You know, the reason I'm doing this too, because, to be quite honest, what I see right now in a hole, if it's not turned around, Lord have mercy on everybody, guys. That's all I can tell you. So, you take it from there. Anyway, I hope this ain't too deep for you, because I could take it a hell of a lot deeper. Okay? Anyway, you guys behave, take care, have a good life, man. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hungry, cameraman's hungry. We're gonna go get something to eat, relax, enjoy this beautiful forest. Bye, guys. Take care. Gotta go.